When I first started trying to understand how women think and what really attracts them, I kept hearing the same advice over and over again. Ignore her, and she'll chase you. You've probably heard that too. Everyone says it like it's some sort of universal trick. So I tried it. I figured, all right, maybe if I just act distant, she'll start texting first, start showing more interest, maybe even start missing me. But nothing happened. She didn't care. In fact, she seemed even less interested than before. I remember thinking all day, what kind of advice is this? It doesn't work. I dismissed the whole thing as some lazy internet quote that people just throw around without thinking. But over time, after going through some experiences, making a few mistakes, watching carefully, reading, learning, I realized that the line wasn't wrong. The advice itself wasn't bad. I was just misunderstanding it completely. The real problem wasn't in the words. The real issue was that I didn't understand the psychology behind them. That's when it hit me. Ignore her isn't a tactic. It's a reflection of your mindset. It's not about playing games or pretending to be disinterested. It's about what that behavior represents: confidence, self-worth, and emotional independence. The truth is, most guys approach women with the completely wrong energy. They come from a place of need, and whether they realize it or not, that energy is obvious. You don't even need to say anything. She can feel it, and women are incredibly good at picking up on that. Even if everything looks fine on the outside, your clothes, your words, your jokes, if you're needy underneath it all, she'll sense it, and her attraction will disappear. Neediness is one of the biggest turnoffs. It pushes people away instantly. The problem is that most of us don't even realize we're being needy. It's not just about constantly texting her or asking where she is. Neediness can be hidden in the way you talk, the way you look at her, the way you always try to please her, or the way you never disagree with her. It's in the small stuff, the way you go out of your way to do things for her too soon, the way you overthink every message before sending it, the way you're scared to say no. That's neediness too. The biggest clue that you're being needy is how much effort you're putting in and whether it's being returned. Are you always the one texting first, making plans, buying things, trying to impress? Are you always giving and getting little to nothing back? That's a sign something's off. If she's not matching your energy, your effort, or your interest, and you're still trying harder and harder, then you're investing way more than you should be. And when you invest more than someone else without them giving anything back, you're automatically giving away your value. You're saying, I'm not enough on my own, so I have to do more to get you to like me without realizing it. This is why women often lose interest in guys who come on too strong. It's not because they're doing too much, it's because all that extra effort feels forced. It's not coming from a place of confidence, it's coming from insecurity. It's trying to win her over instead of letting her naturally be attracted to who you are. And I get it. We're taught this from a young age. We're told that if you like a girl, you need to chase her, buy her things, compliment her every day, be extra nice, be available, put her first. You've probably seen movies where the guy wins the girl by doing all these big romantic gestures. But in real life, that doesn't work the same way. Not when it comes to attraction. In fact, the more you try to win her over, the less she feels drawn to you because attraction doesn't grow from being impressed. It grows from being intrigued, challenged, and respected. And here's something a lot of guys struggle with. Just because you're being nice doesn't mean you're not being needy. There's a difference between being kind and being desperate. Women aren't turned off by kindness. They're turned off by desperation when your kindness is coming from a place of fear, from a place of, I hope this makes her like me. It doesn't feel genuine anymore. It feels like a transaction, and that's when you start to lose her. Confidence, on the other hand, is what really draws women in, not the loud, fake kind, but the calm, grounded kind. The type of confidence that says, I know who I am, and I don't need anyone to complete me. That's what makes a guy stand out. That's what makes her wonder about you, think about you, miss you. When you're not chasing, when you're not trying to prove anything, when you're genuinely happy with yourself, that's when people want to be around you. That's when ignoring isn't a game. It's just you being focused on your own life. There's a reason women are more attracted to guys who have options. It's not because of ego. It's because those men don't behave like they need validation. They're not chasing approval. And even if they like someone, they don't act like their whole happiness depends on it. That energy is powerful. It says, I like you, but I don't need you, and that's magnetic. A lot of guys try to fake this. They pretend they don't care, they ignore messages, they act aloof, but it doesn't work because deep down, they're still needy. They're still checking their phone every 5 minutes, hoping she texts back. They're still nervous about losing her. You can't fake confidence. You can't pretend not to care when your whole body language screams the opposite. That's why the key isn't just changing your actions, it's changing your mindset. You have to truly believe that you're the prize. Not in an arrogant way, but in a grounded, self-respecting way. You have to stop putting her on a pedestal. She's not above you just because she's pretty. She's not more valuable just because you're attracted to her. You are not less just because you want her. Start seeing yourself as someone worth choosing, and you'll naturally stop acting needy. You don't need to buy her attention. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to text her all day. If she's into you, she'll show it. And if she's not, that's okay, because your self-worth doesn't change based on her reaction. When you start living like that, everything shifts. You become more attractive, more relaxed, more confident, and people start noticing. Neediness is sneaky. It shows up in ways you don't expect, like when you get defensive if she teases you, or when you explain yourself too much, or when you go out of your way to do things she never asked for, just hoping she'll like you more. That behavior feels heavy, it feels forced, and it pushes people away. When you let go of all that, when you stop trying so hard and just start being, everything becomes easier. Conversations flow better. Interactions become fun instead of stressful. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop overthinking every little thing, and women can feel that shift. They notice, they feel safe around it. They feel drawn to it. If you're watching this, chances are you're struggling with neediness in some form, and that's not something to be ashamed of. We all go through it. It's something you can unlearn. It starts with awareness, noticing when you're acting out of fear, insecurity, or a desire to be liked. Once you catch those patterns, you can start replacing them with healthier ones. You can start showing up from a place of confidence, not desperation. Look, even if you look like Brad Pitt, if a girl picks up on your neediness, even just a little, her attraction will fade. On the flip side, you don't need to be a supermodel to attract women. You just need to carry yourself like someone who knows his worth. That's what really matters. That's what women remember. That's what creates real connection and attraction. The less you chase, the more you receive. That's the irony. When you stop trying to get her attention and focus on building a life that excites you, she'll notice. She'll want to be part of it. You won't have to convince her. You won't have to play games. You'll just be yourself, and that will be more than enough. We'll dive deeper into all this in upcoming videos. But for now, just remember this. The real shift happens when you stop needing her to want you, when you stop hoping for her approval, when you stop letting your value depend on someone else's attention. That's when you win. And if you've been enjoying this journey, I appreciate you being here. I really do. Drop a comment. Share what's been the toughest part for you when it comes to attraction, and we'll explore it in one of the next episodes. Until then, take care of yourself. Build your mindset. Drop the neediness. She'll come around when you stop chasing her like you need her to. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.